Hey guys, welcome back for another video. This one is going to be for the extreme budget rider. Do you have $10? Do you want to add sound to your helmet? Well, here you go. This is going to do it for you. Now, I'm going to show you everything about it, including all the bad stuff. But very importantly, I am not complaining because it's $10 and you can't complain about anything that's only $10. If it works, you're getting your money's worth. This is direct from Aliexpress. If you're unfamiliar with Aliexpress, it's pretty much like a China version of Amazon, but instead of things getting here in 1 to 2 days, they take a week or two. So that's really about the biggest difference as far as the experience goes. It's a huge shop. They have a lot of stuff that you can't find on Amazon. And here's the other secret. Most of the electronics and stuff like this that you find on Amazon are direct from Aliexpress or Alibaba, and they're just being rebranded by a company and then sold through Amazon. They're marked up 3, 4, 5 times. So someone can get this direct and they'll pay them 50 cents a unit to put their brand name on here, Wolf Express. We're a comms company now, and buy our comm, it's only $60. Or you can get it direct for 10 with no name on it. That's how it works. So you're going to find a ton of these if you go on AliExpress and you search for motorcycle Bluetooth comms unit or words to those effects. You're not going to see any brand names because they're direct from all the factories that produce the stuff. So they're just selling them bare bones. And the true cost of these units, they're on the order of $2 to $3. That's how much is actually in here in materials and assembly. So you don't even get a box. This all just came in a pouch. There's no name or anything on the paperwork because it's just the unit, right? So we have very basic controls on this one. I'll just briefly show you here. That's it. So they show you what comes in the bag and the order of operation for the button. And that's all you have. You have one button. Feels good. No problem with that whatsoever. No buttons at all on the outside. This is where the mic and speakers connect, and this is your charge port. It is waterproof. So, hey, you get waterproofing. A lot of units aren't still waterproof today. And they're both USB-C. It does fast charge, and it does have a huge battery. So, no complaints there. Fairly lightweight. Snap-on bracket on the back. Now, the control wheel. It's weird. It's almost like a children's merry-go-round on the playground. You see how much it rocks? It's just slop. It's just plastic and just, flops around. That's the best I can relay it. The other weird thing is it's not a wheel. It is like an old rotary phone. Now, I know a lot of people watching this, especially the younger people on a budget, will have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. It operates like a rotary phone. It's on a spring. So this is all you can do. You can rotate it that far this way and that far this way, and it hits a stop. And then you let go and it springs back to the middle. So you can short press, or short rotate, I should say. You can double rotate, and you can hold. That is how you control absolutely everything about this. You want the volume up, you hold it up. Want the volume down, hold it down. Next track, last track. Double click this, you activate your voice assistant, take a call, hang up. That's about as simple as it gets. And that's the only control you've got. Easy enough to use with a glove. You've got these serrations on here, especially these large ones here, where you'd be actually contacting it in the middle, and it works. It's not pretty, it's not high quality, but it's $10. Who cares? All right, let's go into what else you get. Get the standard stuff, your Velcro and adhesive pads here. You can adhere it to the helmet itself, or we have a clip that I'll show you in a second. And the microphone and speaker Velcro for inside the helmet. Standard stuff there. Get a normal USB charge cable. And you get the speakers and mic. They are 40 millimeter standard size speakers. And I'll, of course, be measuring them and add them to my comparison chart so you can see how they compare to all the other stuff I've already done. 90-degree watertight gasketed connector here that goes into the bottom of the unit, just like that. Pretty good feeling foam. Little tiny Velcro here on the underside, so make sure you've got it well placed in your helmet. Now the mic is unusual because it's super thick. I mean, this thing is twice the size of a normal mic. That's not foam. That is solid microphone. So bear that in mind. If you've got a real tight quarters, it's probably going to be hitting your mouth. But here's the other thing. If you don't want to use it for phone calls or voice control of your phone, you could just tuck this up out of the way and not actually use it, because that's all it does, since we're not using it for comms. The speakers themselves, pretty standard thickness. Note you don't get any kind of spacers or anything like that, so if you need these to butt up closer to your ears, you'll have to figure out your own solution for that. Now, where did I put that? Here it is. Here's your mount. Again, you can use the sticky mount, which I would highly suggest, because the entire mount is this like paperclip quality spring. And that's all it is. You've got this wire that's just bent in place. I'll take it right out of the mount here. And there's a little piece of rubber tubing that you can see is hand cut, and they just slid up on the top of the spring there. And that's what'll go against your helmet. You know, it's literally just a little piece of rubber tubing. It's like homemade, right? And this is just paperclip quality metal. That is the only thing holding it onto your helmet. Or you can just use the sticky tape. Highly suggested to use the sticky tape. And then the unit itself clips on. You got to line up the channels there. It's not a super great fit. And there you go. You got this one tab here that you just pull out. It's not a click fit. You don't even know it's on, but that does slide into the little hole there, and you just move it out of the way a little bit and you can slide it off. So that's all there is to that. Like I said, not super secure, but it's $10. If you lose it, do you really care? I wouldn't. All right, let's put it on the helmet, go for a ride. I'll tell you how it sounds, and then we'll measure it. All right, so after playing around with this for a while, there's not a whole lot to it. There's obviously no app and no settings of any kind. You just have volume to play with. So the good news is it connects like any Bluetooth speaker. Bing, bang, boom, you're playing. Super easy, couldn't be simpler. Bad news is, yeah, it's about what you expect for 10 bucks. Like I said, I'm not complaining though. There is a little bit of distortion. It's wideband, it's not just bass hits, it's anytime there's a big crescendo of volume. Overall volume though is on par with the Sena 50S. It's not terribly low. It is noticeably lower than the other real cheap one that I recently reviewed, the XGP X10. Those were way louder, even turned down so they didn't have any distortion. Those were a lot louder than this. However, the quality of the sound of this is better than those. There's more bass, and it just sounds a lot more natural. Now, of course, if you don't use earplugs, the volume is going to be a lot more conducive for you. I always wear earplugs. So now I'm just getting up to speed here, and the volume is just going away. I can barely hear him playing Sweet Child of Mine right now, and I can barely even hear the guitar, a little bit of the cymbals, and that's about it. And we're only doing 74. Now, if I put the windscreen up, I get a little bit of it back, but overall the volume, yeah, it's just not there unless you're only riding slow or not wearing earplugs, which I don't suggest you do.
All right, and just to wrap up the review with my standardized volume and distortion testing, max volume with distortion is 99.6 dB. So pretty loud, but again, crunchy. Takes 2 steps down in volume to get to a clean signal, and we've got a peak of 95 at a clean sounding music. So that's it. If you're interested in it, I'll put the link down below. 10 bucks, hey, you can't complain. Stay tuned. I've got these guys coming up next. Pretty much the same thing, except these are also comms, and these are on Amazon. Not too much more expensive for a pair. See you next time.